The fog settled thick and heavy over Eldwick, a Hampshire village older than its stone-piled walls. The clocks marked 11:30 when Elsie Bell, returning from her sister's cottage, trod the main lane home. Feeble lantern glow puddled on slick cobbles. Somewhere out in the fields, a fox barked. At the crossroad, Elsie hesitated, noticing a silhouette leaning against the ancient bus shelter, a tall man in a long, dark coat and brimmed hat. He neither smoked nor whistled, just stood, motionless. Condensation curled around him, obscuring the details of his face. "Evening," she ventured quietly. He inclined his head, the hat shadowing his features. Elsie's breath snagged. The man's eyes, or where eyes ought to have been, were blank, sunken hollows. Yet his gaze, if it could be called that, pressed coldly against her. She felt it along every bone. Elsie's heart galloped. She drew her shawl tight and strode on, refusing to glance back. The only footsteps should have been her own, but soft, deliberate, another pair joined in behind. Wet leaves crackled under an extra weight. As she reached her weather-worn gate, Elsie risked a backwards glance. Nothing, not a soul behind her, only the sullen fog. She exhaled, scolding herself for foolishness. But inside her cottage, the grandfather clock ticked wrong, a dull, lagging beat. The windows rattled, despite the stillness outside. Sleep did not come easily. A shadow fell across her bedroom window, tall and unmistakable. She tried to scream, but only a cold paralysis claimed her limbs. Next morning she found nothing amiss except a single black hat resting on her porch, soaked with dew, far too large for her own head. Days blurred with strained whispers. More villagers spoke of him, the man with no eyes. He'd be glimpsed at the edge of the woods, by the riverbank, soundless and watchful. Where he appeared, the dogs fell silent and milk turned sour. Elsie, driven by midnight dread, scoured the parish records. She discovered stories passed down in faded ink, tales of a Victorian wanderer, unjustly accused, run out by torchlight, his skull dashed and eyes stolen for a witch's charm. With his dying breath, he swore that none in Eldwick would find peace until his sight was returned. One wet twilight, Elsie saw him in her garden, beneath the ancient yew. She girded herself with a lantern and ventured out, her heart fluttering like trapped moths. He did not move, though wind tugged his coat. "I know who you are," she stammered. "I know what was done." The man listed forward. From beneath his hat, his face was raw, sightless emptiness. He lifted a spectral hand, palm up. Elsie felt her own eyes ache, as if plucked by invisible fingers. She forced herself to meet his gaze, if only out of long-held shame for her ancestors' crimes. "I'm sorry," she whispered, and dropped a silver locket into his hand. Inside, a photograph of the river at sunrise, a gift of memory and sight. The man faded, his form unraveled by the wind. Dawn's first light found Eldwick quieter. The air felt easier in the lungs, and no shadows haunted Elsie's window.